videos, and time for a bit more project cars, this time in the McLaren 12C GT. And we're going to be racing again from evening to night time in this race. The last one was quite popular, the GoPro test. Unfortunately, there's a slight smudge on the camera, slightly out of focus, but that's okay, it improves as the video goes on. We also have the other view in the bottom corner I've just added just to show the rig, so it gives you an idea of the layout that I have there. And what's interesting about this video is night racing, how your braking points and the points you look at on the track change as we go from that day to night transition. Don't want to crash into these guys, so I'd like to give them some space. Wonderful sunlight, there it is, amazing. I do like a good bit of sun glare. Doesn't help with finding your apex, mind you, when you're steering into the sun, but it's a good experience of what it's like for the real drivers. Obviously, it's obviously moving at high speed here, so it accentuates the difficulty, if you like, because the change is so quick from day to night. But at the same time, having been in the cars at night at Silverstone, it really is crazy what these guys do. I have to say it's crazy and amazing, and it just shows how skillful they are at what they do. As you know, the Le Mans drivers, incredible speeds. I remember speaking to Tiff Needell a few years ago, you know, talking about his racing in Le Mans years and years ago, and you know, it's safer now than it was, but it was and always is very dangerous, and you literally couldn't see anything in front of you just driving down the back straights. It really was just hold on for dear life and just go for it and wait for that next point that you use as a reference point to prepare for a corner, a braking point, so on. So coming around Silverstone, this final corner, around Stowe there, and you come up and you can see the wing there, and it really is amazing how good it looks on here. It does look just like that in the lighting, and the way the lighting changes and the way the building lights up. It's subtly done. Now I'm using the helmet cam here, kind of blurs the interior. I believe I changed view here, and now I've got the standard in-car cam, which is actually a bit clearer for the GoPro. So when I'm using the GoPro in future, I'll probably be using standard in-car cam. Unfortunately, I can't change back to the helmet cam again now. I seem to have had an issue where it won't let me change back to it, but that's something I'm sure we'll fix in a build. And closing up now, it's changed the audio slightly. We had that slightly muffled audio of being in a helmet. Changed the audio, which is nice and clear now. I've turned my lights on as well. This time, thankfully, it's my lights, not my windscreen wipers I turned on. And now we're going to close up on first place. Now, Silverstone's good, big track to test for night conditions as well, because it's a track I know very well. I know where the braking points are. But at the same time, it still surprises me how my reference points change a lot as the light goes. Corners feel a little bit longer, a little bit tighter than perhaps they would in the daylight conditions. It's amazing how it plays with your mind. That's something I noticed with the real guys, you know, when they're out at night, you know, some of the corners did feel longer. It just felt like they were going to go on forever. And you were driving into absolute pitch black. So closing up now, round Copse into the Maggots and Becketts. Getting that first section quite as I would like, but again, that's simply because I've not done enough laps in this car at the moment, and I just wanted to jump in and just, you'll see it as it goes on. I'm testing different lines and different gears, and that's what a lot of these videos are, because there isn't much practice time. You'll notice on the first lap I'm a bit scruffy, and then I begin to find more speed on the second and third laps. Just closing up there on the leader, trying to cut back a bit there, but it didn't work out for me. But the leader just slows down, that's fine. And there you see the wing again glowing there, and I just thought this is where it got really dark for the first time. But wow, I was using the marker board on the outside, which is generally what I use as a braking point, looking for the cones on the inside there they are, bollards, to get around this corner. And then we're going into this new section of the track and realised, wow, it's really dark around here. So it's again, just driving into darkness. I know where the track is, I know we're flat through there, I just hope for the best. And you see the marker boards, but you really are driving into nothingness now. And this corner is very tricky at the best of times. It's even more tricky now. I was trying to look for it out the window, Just a marker, that's it, we're around that. Took it nice and steady. You'll hear a little lift here. That's it, just a slight lift, just to make sure I was on the apex. I didn't want to go wide on that corner, and obviously losing some time, checking my mirrors, making sure first place hadn't come back, or the other car that was in second place hadn't come back at me before getting into Luffield. A nice speedy feel to the textures they have on the surface there, on the power. Not using all the track this time, could have been quicker on the power, so I've lost a little bit of time. But again, you need to practice on night driving to get the most out of this. And this is still, again, early in development, project cars, still got a long way to go. Lots of cars, lots of courses, but it's looking good at the moment, and it's nice to have the opportunity to finally test it and play on it on the rig, and just in a relaxed environment rather than always sort of travelling to the offices or use other people's equipment. It's nice to just sit down and put some laps in and enjoy the experience that's being put together here. As we see the dawn approaching, wonderful subtle effects. Looking down again. And I'm being nice and progressive on the power. Looking for the marker board, there it is, braking. Car went a little bit deep into the corner that time, but no problem. And because that threw me, I just about missed the bollards here. The car went a little bit wide there, lost a bit of grip, but no problem. And there'll be more from me very soon.